Welcome back to Quick Business Tips. I'm Jennifer, and today we are going to unlock some content creation secrets. They're going to help you engage your audience like never before and increase your revenue. So, content is the center of digital marketing. It's how you tell your story to your client base. It's how you showcase your expertise and how you can help solve their problems. And it lets you connect with your target audience on a more personal level. But not all content is equal. And the secret is about providing value and increasing your engagement. So the first thing that we have to do, and I talk about this all the time, but you need to really understand who your audience is. So picture with me for a minute, you're trying to get someone to engage on a deep conversational level with you, but you really don't know anything about them. You don't know their interests, their hobbies, what kind of music that they like. So you're just like throwing spaghetti at the wall, or it's like playing darts blindfolded, right? So you need to really start out knowing who your target market is. You need to understand the problems that they are looking to solve right now and how you are best able to solve the problems for them. You need to understand what they really want. You need to understand what their fears are and what drives their buying process. These insights are going to shape everything that you do in your marketing, from your email signature to your nurture campaigns, your social media campaigns, and even the conversations that you have with them. Because once you really know who your target market is and you create a message that truly resonates with them, the conversations become easy. So let's talk more about crafting the content that really speaks to your audience. Stories are the easiest way to captivate someone's attention and connect with them on a more personal level. Think about the last time you heard a story. Typically, when we hear a story, we are able to visualize it and we connect with it on an emotional level. That emotional connection is marketing gold. So if you are able to share stories from other clients that you have helped with similar problems to the problems that your target market is currently facing, if you've helped clients overcome challenges that your target market is facing today, and talk about how your services have changed someone's life for the better, doing it in a story context is going to do far more than tell. It's going to show what you do and show the impact that you create for your client. But maybe you're asking yourself, how do I go about turning a story into an engaging content? Well, it's all about the hook, the journey that your client took, and how the problem was resolved. So you want to start with something that grabs your target's attention. Walk them through the adventure that your customer went on and end with a conclusion that solves the problem and talks about how they felt different at the end than they did at the beginning. Tie it all back into the service that you provide. Now, this sounds fantastic. And if you are doing your own podcast, that is fabulous. But the reality is that we live in a virtual world. So photographs, informational graphics, and videos play a big part in the storytelling. They can simplify complex ideas and showcase your work in action. It also helps you give a face to your brand, and that is important in 2024 more so than it has been in the last 2 or 3 years. People don't want to do business with a brand, they want to do business with a person. So don't forget about video content, great photography that captivates your target market and really speaks to who you serve. So whether you are doing a quick tip or a detailed tutorial, imagery is going to make a difference. Now, incorporating visuals is not just about pretty pictures and making your message more accessible, but think about how these visuals can really complement the content that you are producing. So there are times, and let me tell you, it works when I am building my personal brand, that I am sharing content about, how to avoid burnout. But the photo is just one of my recent photo shoots. It's just a picture of me. The picture of me is what gets people to stop scrolling. And then the content provides value. How to avoid burnout when you're working for yourself. Sometimes, though, the content is a little more complex. And so creating more of those informational graphics, especially a carousel or a slideshow, is going to help explain the content in the social media post better than the words themselves. Another big secret to creating content that creates engagement is consistency. Now, you don't need to post 3 times a day, every day of the week, but you do need to be on a very regular schedule. And I tell my clients that if you are not posting a bare minimum of 3 times a week, every single week, you're just wasting your time. I really encourage my clients to post at least 5 times a week. So it's one post every day during the work week, right? And if you are the type of business where you're doing business on the weekends, or your target market spends more time on social media on the weekends, then you can still post 5 days a week, take Monday and Tuesday off, post on the weekends. So you've got to do it based on your business and your target audience. But you do need to remain consistent. And the bad news is that for the first 3 months minimum, it's probably going to feel like you're speaking to an empty room. But if you remain consistent and you continue to add value and you continue to create stories and use messaging that resonates with your audience, it's going to pay off in the end. And it's going to pay off huge, but you've got to wait it out a good 6 to 12 months to really see that big payoff. You'll start seeing some engagement, some improvement. You might even get some inbound leads around the 6-month mark, but don't give up. Stay with it, because the more consistent you stay for the longer you stay in it, you're going to get exponential results in the end. So find a rhythm that works for you, whether you are scheduling your posts, like the entire week gets scheduled, or maybe you just sit down for a couple hours and you schedule out your social media posts for the whole month. Find something that really works for you and your schedule. And remember that it's not just about the quantity, it's also about the quality, not only in your posts, but also in your engagement with people in your network. So you're not going to see these exponential results from what we call vampire social media or posting and ghosting, right? So you're not just going to throw stuff up there and expect people to start reciprocating value. You need to really spend some time, and this is 15-20 minutes a day, that you spend time engaging with your network, commenting on their posts, commenting on their comments about your posts, and really just spending time building that network. What you're doing is you're doing online networking and you're doing it in social media. And if you remain consistent and do it well, it will pay off. So that's what I have for you today. These are my secrets for content creation that helps you engage your audience, and it's going to turn your digital presence or your personal brand on fire. It will take time. This is not an overnight success kind of story, but let me tell you, it is so incredibly worth it. I was very resistant to doing my own personal brand, and I started being intentional with it last June. So, June of 2023. It is now February of 2024, and I went all in on 3 platforms. I post regularly, I do still pictures, I do video, I have a YouTube channel. That I'm doing all of it because it comes easier to me. And because I went all in, and because I took the time, and because I spend an hour a day engaging with my audience across all the platforms, I have been seeing inbound leads for the past couple months, just cold inbound leads coming to me from really being intentional about my personal brand. And I've seen it work with my clients as well. So pick one audience, one platform, and commit to at least 3 posts a week. Stay with it for 90 days, and you will start to see some results. By some results, I mean you're going to see some more followers. You're going to see some more engagement. You're going to run into people, and they're going to say, oh my gosh, I love what you're posting on social media. It is so helpful. It adds so much value to my life. That's going to be the little nudge that you need to stay at it for another 90 days and just keep being consistent. Give yourself 6 to 12 months, and you'll really start seeing profitable results coming from this. Before we wrap up, I do have a special request for you. If you would please subscribe to my YouTube channel or my podcast, it would mean so much to me. I appreciate you guys, and I hope that you come back every week for these valuable tips. I'm Jennifer with Limitless Impact Agency. Until next week.